Here we go.
Here we go.
In the magic within our hearts.
What's
Anybody get nostalgia? No? Okay.
What's that from, baby?
The old, Disney movies, when you would, hit play on an old Disney movie, it'd be, Peter Pan going, here we go. And then be in the magic within our hearts. And then it just talked about it.
I never paid too much attention to Disney movies. Also, welcome back, guys. And as you can tell, we're in a new setup. This is low-key kind of hurting my neck, so I'm going to need to turn a little more. Do it this way. But we finally got our new apartment. This room is going to be designated as the podcast room. This is the temporary setup. I think for the actual setup, we might end up, I don't know. There was a bunch of things that we thought about, just using chairs, maybe a table we do, but
it's not really a room.
Yeah, it really isn't a room. There's no door to it. It's just
it's a den.
A den, yeah, that's what you would call it.
Which I would love to use for my introverted self. So
you can come in here whenever, as long as we're not recording.
Right, because I do pay the
rent. And I'm sick.
Again. So last time I was on, I think it was because he was sick and couldn't get gotten pregnant. Wait,
what?
Couldn't get pregnant, gotten
sick. Yeah.
It's late. We are on day 2 of moving, essentially, because we're still unloading and packing. So, words jumbled, and I haven't had a lot of social interaction. So, words.
Ooh, I just had trouble swallowing my spit right there. My throat still kind of hurts.
Yeah, but do you have any remedies for coughing? Because this man won't go to the doctor, so any at-home remedies?
I should go to the doctor. I know everybody's probably like, go to the doctor, you idiot.
Literally, I pay the insurance for what?
Yeah, but okay. We are going to start off with some questions that you guys asked us. This one is specifically from the other half of the In Our House podcast,
okay.
Pavzi, which isn't here right now. Which, hopefully his baby has been born, because it's Sunday today.
Yeah, but we'll see. She's been very stubborn.
Yeah, the baby has been very stubborn. Okay, but since we do get our new apartment, this question kind of ties along with that. It's, how was the journey of not having a set living situation for a month? Emoji
Awful.
eyes.
I guess I can start. I mean, at first it's it's gonna be great. It's fine. We were gonna stay month to month, but then our family's just with us. I'll save money, and in the end, we did, because we only paid couple $100 of rent last month. But then it's we had to get a storage unit. We had to get a U-Haul, and that whole U-Haul situation moving out was a big hot mess. It probably, they charged us triple of what they should have. So that was what the heck. And then,
well, it's because I got the whole insurance thing on it, which I didn't think was needed. If you think you're a bad driver, you should probably get it. But I got the whole insurance on it, which is another $20-$30. I don't remember what it was, but it was pretty expensive.
Yeah, and then we were late to turn it in, so I don't know if they charged us a late fee.
I think they did.
So it's always put in extra time, because then you won't get in trouble for not using the full time. You will get in trouble for using it over the time in case they had it lent out to somebody else, and yeah. Yeah, but it was weird being in other people's spaces. Huge shout out to all those who let us stay with them, because we could have made it work with month to month, but it would have sucked. But it would have been less moving around. We moved around 3 times essentially. But it was different because we don't have pets, of course, but the people that we were living with have pets, and it's oh my gosh. You go from living with a small little dog where he just barks a lot, which can be annoying at times. And then I got attacked viciously. It's all love with Otis, so I don't know what it is about him.
Yeah, but shout out to to Pablo and Karen for letting us stay at their place for like 2 weeks, and a special shout out to Valentine and Peta for letting us stay at their place for literally 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, their daughter was like, so how long are you staying? And then like the next day she'd be like, so like one less day, and then one less day. And I know she means well. Like I picked her up today from school, and she's like, I thought you moved, and I'm like, hi, nice to see you too.
But yeah, it was definitely a interesting experience, just because, well, we've interacted with Pablo and Karen before, but this is like we've never had so much time with Valentine and Peta, and like honestly, I feel like their house was a lot like, I felt in a way better at their house just because like it was an actual house rather than another apartment. But it was nice. I really like staying there. Once again, if you guys are watching this, thank you for letting us stay. And we were literally technically homeless for like a month and a couple days. A month and a day.
We moved out. Well, our lease was up the 8th, but we moved out the 7th because we were trying to make it to a birthday party that next day, but it just didn't happen. And we just,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I still have his gift. So if you're watching Lupe, I have it. I don't know if it'll still fit him because he's growing. And I'm sorry if I named him and you don't want him to be named.
I'll bleep it
out. But yeah, it was like a whole 2-day process. Like we finally got everything done and cleaned. I always think moving out is the hardest just because like we're really bad at like prepping for it. Like we literally didn't have enough boxes, so it's like he kept going to work late at night. I mean, like, can I get boxes? And eventually it was just the stuff that just didn't fit in boxes really. So we had this like saran wrap that we wrapped everything in and made it, just threw everything in storage, and we're like, see you in a month.
Yeah, the moving, packing, and like moving out process sucked, but like the moving in process was
yeah, moving in was so much easier too because we had like extra hands, and not just like the day that we were moving out, I had worked a full 40-hour work week. Like, boohoo, 40 hours, but that's a lot for most people, so don't come at me. No one in particular, but but like I worked that morning and then we were moving that afternoon, and like I was just like just not having it. And then like I had hurt my bicep trying to help a friend, which I'm not the best at like teaching form, so I was like, oh, she's got it, and then she didn't have it, and I was like, let go, and it was just a horror deal. But she's okay, I'm okay, but I wasn't okay the day of moving. And shout out to Alma that day, because her and I was Whittle, Jose, whatever you guys know him as, but we're just doing all the heavy lifting. Meanwhile, me and Andy were crippled.
Yeah, and then moving back in, like you said, it was so much easier because we had so much help. And like I feel like even like unpacking is so much easier just because you're just taking stuff away from the boxes and then just putting them on the shelf rather than trying to really like organize it in a box.
Yeah, it's just like the space that we moved into has a lot less like storage space than I had previously. Like I had a lot of like empty drawers at our other place, but like I just throw like one pen in there just to feel like it was used. Like I had a towel here, towel there, but not really. I had a couple very empty drawers that are in cabinets, but it's just weird because like I decluttered a lot and I didn't realize how much I got rid of. And I was like unpacking. I'm like, I'm missing this. I'm like, oh no, I threw it away. I was just done with it. Well, I didn't throw it away. I donated it to Goodwill. So it still went to good use, hopefully. Or maybe sitting on the shelf.
We did donate a lot to Goodwill.
Because I was like, I never use this. I just have it as I need all this. Just what if? It's like, just wash your dang dishes, Gaby. Like, it's not that hard. Hey.
I put them away.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
What would you say the your least favorite thing about the past month has been, as far as being quote unquote homeless?
You can go first. Like, I don't
Well,
know.
I'm asking you.
My least favorite thing, I guess, was just like I'm a very introverted person, so I just need to be like alone. Like, even from him, sometimes, like when he's at work, I'm like, oh, okay, I can breathe. Not that I have anything
Thank God he's
against.
at work. I get my apartment to my whole self.
Literally, like I just need to wind down. Like sometimes, like we'll be on opposite ends of the room, and I'm just like, don't talk to me. Like I just need to like be in my space and like recharge. And he sent me this thing. It's like one's for like parents. Like you don't have that, so it's like let me have this now that we're still childless at the moment. We're still childless, like pet free. Like we have no responsibilities but each other, and for the most part, he can take care of himself. But
What's that supposed to mean?
you know what it means.
No, what's it mean? They don't know.
Well, you wouldn't be able to do laundry. You wouldn't feed yourself other than hot dogs.
I make some pretty good hot dogs though.
You mean you reheat hot dogs?
No, I make them. I don't reheat them.
So you make them from scratch?
No.
So you're reheating.
Okay.
But yeah. Because I'm pretty sure you did one load of laundry at our old place. And because you didn't know. Never. In the 2 years that we had those washers and dryers, you never learned how to use them.
They sucked. I didn't like them.
I mean, they did suck.
It was a 2-in-1. It was a washer and a dryer in one single piece of equipment. So
I mean, I loved it, and the fact that I can throw it in before I went to bed and then I wake up in the morning, my clothes were freshly clean. But it definitely didn't like wash as well if you had like a lot of clothes. So I'd had to do like a lot of loads at a time to be able to get it clean. And sometimes I'd have to wash it twice because I could smell that it wasn't clean.
Okay, now my least favorite. Probably getting sick.
You were sick just like the last week. Like you had lasted so long because like the first week when we moved out, I was sick because Pobsy was sick. So then he kind of passed on his sickness a little bit, but
Guys, I'm telling you, I am so sick and over of being sick.
me too, because his cough, it just won't go away and I just can't sleep.
Girl, I can't sleep either.
I know, but like I can't be mad at you because I know you're sick, but it's like I want you to shut up for like 5 minutes without coughing.
I sleep here tonight. I didn't mean to cough into the mic like that. Well, I can't really say that being sick was my least favorite. What would I say? I don't know. I feel like we were just in people's like way, like in their hair.
Mm-hmm, like I felt like I had to tip around. I'm like, oh, I'm here, but I'm not here. Oh, let me help. Like, let me do this. Oh, I'm in your way. Like, yeah. Like everybody has like their own ways of doing things. Like I'm very stickler about that too. So it's like, show me how you do it so that I can not mess it up. Like putting things away like in the exact spot that I know I grabbed it from, or something like that. Because it's like I don't want to like throw anybody's OCD.
That's
off.
just you being paranoid though. Because I'm sure with like Val and Peter, like they didn't care.
They did. Because she was like, oh, I'm so glad like you know where it went. And I was like, not to throw anybody under the bus, but the other person that was living with them, they just kind of threw it everywhere. And it was like, so like I got that. No offense to anybody. It's when you just know your space, you know where it goes and you want it there, and then yeah.
So now what was your favorite thing about being homeless for a month?
I don't know. I mean, I guess not having an extra like utility bill, not having to pay so much in rent.
So saving money.
I guess, yeah, saving money. Saving money for the holidays and not really saving money because it's like, oh, I have like extra money to put in here, like in here. Not that I guess like we ate at home a lot.
We did, dude. I lost 10 pounds.
Literally, like
You probably can't tell, but I lost 10 pounds.
Muscle.
Oh shit, you're probably right. No, it's still there. Look,
10 pounds of muscle, guys. No. We were really bad about eating out, like, because we're like, I don't want to make anything. I don't want to do this. But it's
we get so lazy.
Yeah, the accountability of having all those others, I guess, is a good plus. Like, oh, I'm not only have to feed myself, but I'm in charge of making food for everybody else today. So it's like making sure that was done.
So that's probably my favorite part, being like accountable as far as like we're gonna be eating. I think we only ate out like twice or 3 times that we were out for the past like month that we were living with them.
4. There was 2 for your birthday and then like 2 other.
Well, yeah, but like the birthday one wasn't even like that unhealthy because we went to a pretty decent place.
Yeah.
Like as far as like fast food, eating out and stuff, it was only like 3 times, which is really nice because when we lived on our own at our previous apartment, we did 3 times a week basically.
More than that, unfortunately. It's like no hay comida en casa. It's like we're like
food at home. What? We don't have a fridge.
So it's like I guess like we'd spend a little more money on groceries than we normally would, just because there was more of us and we were all eating there and taking lunch. So it's like that was nice. And I guess like all those recipes that they had, it's like, oh, I love these now, and we're bringing them into ours.
Like that spicy ass orange chicken you just made me eat. God, my tummy is messed up right now.
I was like putting the paprika. I'm like, that's a lot of paprika. And then I grabbed the cayenne pepper. I'm like, that's probably too much. And I flipped it to the other side and put more. And I was like, probably shouldn't have done both sides.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be spicy. It was supposed to be orange chicken, but it was spicy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know what happened there. But, I mean, it was good. But it was like every bite, I was like... Like I had to get a drink of water because I'm a wimp.
Yeah. Oh no, I can name the worst thing. Sorry. The worst. So my worst part about living with specifically Val and Peta. Nothing against them, but the drive to school.
Oh yeah.
It was like a 45-minute drive to school. And then on like at like 4:00, from like 4 to like 6:30, it was like an hour drive, like a 50-minute drive. That was my least favorite part. I'm like, dang, I gotta go to school. I gotta drive like an hour. I'm like, oh my goodness, is it worth it? And then at one point, I drove to my class. I got to class. The professor was like, okay, like we did like he gave like a 5-minute presentation on a PowerPoint. He's like, all right, you guys can go home. I'm like, bro, I drove 50 minutes for you to talk to me for 5 minutes. Now you're sending me home?
I remember you were pissed because that's the first day I think you woke up sick. So you were feeling...
And I was sick that day.
Yeah, like you were not like... You're like, nope, I'm not going to school. I'm like, you got to go to school. I'm like, we invest all this money and we're going. And you're like... And then I was like, she...
I was so upset.
And that gas money, dang.
Yeah, that was probably my least favorite part.
Yeah.
But shout out you guys for letting us stay at your place. Let's get into another question. Today's episode is going to be more of like a little recap of the past month that we've been doing / questions that you guys asked us. This one's from Caesar. Best genre of music. Why'd you say, oh gosh?
I didn't know what to expect.
True.
And not the same Caesar that I thought. But
like Caesar, my friend.
Yeah, I know. I realize that. I listen to like literally anything. Country, banda, bachata, like I wouldn't say I have a favorite. Like when people say what do you listen to, I say anything, like everything. Like I don't have like a favorite because it just really depends on my mood. Like at the gym, like do I want to listen to my hard rock or do I want to listen to my High School Musical while I work out? So it's like,
Would you consider gym music a genre of music?
I mean, no.
No. Okay.
That's like not a genre. I mean, no, because it's like gym music can be rock or it can be hip hop. So it's like those are genres. Remedies, list them below.
Yeah. So what's your favorite one?
I don't have a favorite.
Okay, you have to pick though.
No.
I'm making you pick. Which one is your favorite?
What's your favorite?
Mine is probably gonna be. Ooh, I've been listening to a lot of rock.
I knew it.
Yeah, so rock.
Father like son.
Yeah. Some Metallica, Master of Puppets. So yeah, that shit goes hard in the gym too.
I'm gonna say country.
Baby, lock them doors.
Why is that the song that everybody always sings?
Because what other
name
one is...
name the artist.
I have no idea.
Josh Turner.
I don't even know who that is. All I know is
Luke Bryan.
Luke Bryan. Yeah.
You couldn't even name his name.
That's the one from The Voice, right?
No, that's Blake Shelton.
Oh, I know Blake Shelton. I don't know who Luke Bryan is.
And then he was going to take me to a Luke Bryan concert thinking he knew who he was taking me to.
I wasn't going to take her to a Luke Bryan concert. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Also,
when was this?
Because you felt bad about not taking me to the Joe Bros. And so you're like, oh, there was Luke Bryan. We're like, oh, no. So that was a lie.
Wait, what?
Just move forward. We can scratch that.
Baby, I don't remember telling you that I was taking to a Luke Bryan concert.
Yes, you told me. You're like, I felt bad, so I was going to buy these tickets. And I was like, no, I don't really like Luke Bryan. And I don't listen to his stuff anymore.
So it's my fault that you stopped listening to it? Because I was going to take you, but we didn't go because...
No, you didn't take me because you didn't take me.
I didn't take you because you stopped listening to his music.
Sure. Okay.
All right, next question is from Amelia. Shout out Amelia. She asks a lot of questions actually. How? Sorry, I can't read this far. How is newlywed like?
Newlywed life. I can read it from here.
How is newlywed life?
You can start. I've started all the others.
Okay.
I mean, being married to a broke college student, it sucks.
They say I could start and I'm not.
Yeah, you can keep going.
No, keep going.
You were coughing, so I was keeping the tape rolling.
That's smart. Yeah, keep going.
I mean, we lived together for like 4 years before we got married, so it's like, I guess the biggest thing is like, we're not roommates. Like, we're husband and wife. Like, that's kind of like the biggest change. And for me, I was like, I'm very financially independent. So it's like, oh, we're merging finances. It's like,
she doesn't give me monies.
No, I'm very stingy. Whatever.
She takes all my monies.
I do. I'd be like, I need monies for this. So it's like, I guess like just that. It's like, oh, it's not just me. It's like, oh, I have to think of him. Not that I never did it in the past. Like, I did previously. Like, I'd be like, oh, hey, like, I'm going to do this. I know we have this bill coming up. It's like, can we do this? And stuff like that. Just still checking in a bit. But I'm like, I'm not really going to, like, base my financial situation off of him. But, yeah.
Yeah, I can kind of go off of that about, like, how we're already living together for a couple years. And it felt more like, when we were living together before we got married, it felt more like roommate-y type. And then once we got married, it was like, oh, like, we're a family now. And it felt more, I think it, like, completed, like, a puzzle that was missing one more piece.
Mm-hmm.
And so it feels a little bit more whole, like, personally for me. And, like, as far as, like, whatever we do, I feel like we've been pretty good about, what do you call it? talking and like not negotiating. I can't think of the word.
Compromising?
Yeah. And compromising about like decisions or like where we're going and what we want to do, what we want to make to eat, what we want to spend our money on. So it's been kind of nice, and it's nice that she kind of understands how like the stuff that I want to do, and I understand the stuff she wants to do, like especially with like YouTube and all that stuff and the podcast. Because if it were anybody else, I'm sure like there's other like wives out there that have husbands that want to do this stuff, and they're like, that's a waste of money. Like, what are you doing? Go back to your like 9 to 5. I still have technically a 9 to 5. I go to school full time, go to Chick-fil-A, and then I do the podcast, my YouTube channel, and then I also edit on the side as a freelancer to make extra money. But it's nice that she understands that I do all this stuff, but she also understands that I also love her and want her to like do things with her and just like live life together.
Yeah, like picking up those extra jobs, it's like he's already really busy. So I was like, in a way, like I didn't tell him, but I was like, great, like I'm never gonna see him, we're never gonna spend time together, and it's just gonna crumble. But like he's like, maybe like he doesn't make it out to like a lot of family things, but he designates his time around me and like his work, which I think that's the more important thing at the moment, I guess. Just making sure his ambitions don't fall, I guess, is the biggest thing.
Yeah, I think you put that in a good way, because I feel like I'm prioritizing my time as far as like paying bills or working, you, school, and then like the other stuff that I'm doing. And like my relationships with like family and stuff, I'm not like my mom and dad. I still like, obviously I didn't just cut my mom and dad off. I still talk to them, but it's more, it's not like how it was when we first lived together, where we were going every weekend to like our families like events and like stuff. Like we're missing family events every once in a while now, and I think it's kind of good for us in a way to where we can spend time together, just us two. Because when it's not like a weekend or something, or even on the weekends, I'm usually like working like almost not 24/7, but like literally when I wake up, I'm either going to work, I'm either going to school, or I'm either editing.
Yeah,
or
sometimes, sorry, not to cut you off, it'll be like, oh, I know he's off from this time to this time, but like he already has like his schedule for the week, like, oh, I'm gonna edit, oh, I'm podcasting, oh, I'm doing this, and it's like I'm trying to squeeze my way in, but it's like trying to find that balance of like, it's not all about me, because I'm an only child, so I was like, all the attention needs to be on me, so like that's always been a thing. So I'm like, okay, no, I'll go do my thing, I can do my own thing, like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and I think ever since I started like actually making money through editing and stuff, and like having that as my side gig or second job, you've picked up on reading because I got you that Kindle.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's nice, like because kind of how you mentioned earlier, you said that you kind of want your own space sometimes, and it's like when that happens, you're like on the other side of the room reading your Kindle, and I'm either in the kitchen or on the couch like editing. So like it kind of in a way works out, but at the same time, like I'm aware that I'm really busy and that like I need to spend time with you. So I think we do a good job about like scheduling time into our busy schedules into like to make time for us.
And not just like, oh, I'm gonna sit on the couch with you for 5 minutes. It's like, oh no, let's talk, let's go out for a drink. Not like a drink, but like, we love Coke Zero, so we'll go to McDonald's and grab a Coke Zero.
Literally just for Coke Zero and fries. And we'll literally just sit in the parking lot.
And have like a date in the car and then come back and then disperse.
Yeah.
I guess that's what we picked up a lot when we were homeless. Like we just go have like a car date because we couldn't do like a date in our home because we didn't have a home. So we had a bunch of car dates. Like we'd go get fries and a drink or like a milkshake because I never got the autumn spice. again before it left, and I thought about that the other day.
Oh, it doesn't leave till Monday. We could still go like this week.
Anyways, I was just thinking about that the other day, and I was a little upset. I was like, you know, that sad music playing in the
little violin.
Yeah, that was me. But yeah, newlywed life is good. We really want a house.
We really want a house. We're working our asses off to save up money for a house.
Yeah. Looking to get us I'll babysit for anybody if they'll pay me.
PK.
I'll watch your
She'll watch your baby girl and the fucking Otis.
For an extra cost.
Yeah, but I think as far as like newlyweds, we've been learning how to manage our time. That goes to work, our relationship, and like hobbies that we like doing. And I feel like we've been doing a pretty good job at it.
Yeah, and also just getting back into like our faith. Like we found a church, and it was like really good vibes, and like so hopefully getting things back together, putting our relationship first, even because like we're like, oh, let's go do this. Like, well, let's do this, and then this and that. So it's like can't jump before. Like we used to go to the gym first thing in the morning on Sundays, and it's like, how about we go to church first, have a nice breakfast, that way we can have a good workout session, because we're fueled. Not that we checked a box, but like I just felt better like when we started going to church at first. Maybe I think it was once, but like because we've been really busy the other days. But
we haven't had like a home.
Yeah, like our schedule is kind of off, so it's like, oh, we have to go grocery shopping with them. We have to do this, or I overslept and I was hungover one day. So it's like,
dang, what are you doing?
Passed out. That's what I was doing. So yeah.
Yeah, that's been the life. I was gonna say something, but it whooshed over my head. Do you think it would have been a lot harder for us to have the relationship we do now after being married if we were living in Lafayette?
What do you mean?
Like closer to family?
I guess I don't.
Like, do you think we would be able to make the time and space that we do now for our own time, or like for us? Does that make sense? I feel like I kind of botched that.
I mean, I mean, I don't know. It'd be different, but like we'd be closer to family, so it'd be easier to see our family and not feel like we're like, for me, like, oh, I'm disappointing them because I don't go see them, but I do want to see them. But it's like I either go with this and then wait to do all my stuff that I usually do for another day when I probably can't fit it in. So it's like still trying to juggle like all that. So I think it would have been a little easier to juggle that than it is now.
But that's like your relationship with your family and stuff. How do you think our relationship would have been after being married if we were living in Lafayette, as far as like if our privacy and stuff?
I mean, it would be okay, I think. I mean, definitely I would think that at least like, I don't know. I like, it would definitely be different. Like I know my mom would want to hang out all the time with me. I mean, and half the time I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. And then I'd feel bad. Like, I feel like you might be like, well, what about me? I have to do all this. And I don't know, maybe I feel like your ambitions would be put to the side because I'd be wanting to do all this with family.
I agree.
And my ambitions that are to be determined.
We know what they are. We're working on them.
Yeah.
Okay. Next and final question, and that's from Lupe. I'll bleep her name out nah. Lupa, thanks for asking the question. It also kind of ties into marriage life. What was your favorite part of planning a wedding and your least favorite? Ooh, let's start with our least so we can end on a good note.
Mm,
Least favorite part about planning a wedding? Go.
the money. No.
We got a lot of help.
Yeah.
Thanks for everybody that helped us through the wedding.
I guess it's just like making sure like everything falls in line. Like just getting everything arranged, like getting a venue. Oh, making sure this is available. Oh, it's not available. We have to go look somewhere else. So it's like getting all your vendors to align and making sure you're not just like picking vendors to pick because they're available, but it's like, why are you available? Why are you not booked up? So it's like all those little things for me that was like really like, I hate this, but like once that was all arranged, I'm like, okay, smooth sailing. So yeah, that was like the thing I dislike is like making sure everything was like ready.
Ready? I think mine was trying to figure out what we didn't need and what we did need. And like realizing that weddings can have all of these things if you wanted them to. And so like picking out the things that we wanted and like having people tell us, like, oh, why aren't you doing this? It's like, because like we don't want to. Because like I think at one point your grandma wanted to invite a bunch of people and we had like a set guest list that, I mean, I didn't invite some people that I didn't invite some cousins that I don't talk to anymore. And we had to, you had to like tell your grandma, be like, this is my wedding. Like we're inviting these people.
Yeah.
So I feel like the hardest or like most annoying part was having to go through the opinions that other people were giving us about what we wanted to do for our wedding. But at the same time, it didn't really bother me. I know it was bothering you a little. Well, like for me, I just didn't really care. I'm like, we're doing it this way. It's our wedding. Say what you want. I don't care.
And then I felt like half the time I was lost in the whole process because it's like, yeah, I've been to weddings. Sure, could have been old enough to know what was actually going on in my aunt's weddings and uncles, but it's like I wasn't like comprehending like everything that went into it. I was just like, oh, you need to get all this, but it's like, oh, you need to get all this. You need this and this and this, and I'm like, I didn't know I needed this, so it's like, I just was feeling super overwhelmed, and then my family, my aunts were like reaching out, like, what can we help with? Like, we feel like on the outside, I'm like, I thought I had to do this all by myself. So like, I met with them, and they're like, these are the things that you need. Like, how can we help? This is what we can help with. Like, this is what you have to do, and like all these little things. And I'm like, it was just very overwhelming, and yeah,
Yeah, because like you said, I didn't really know what was necessarily everything that was in a wedding. So it was nice to have your aunts that helped us, that literally told us like, oh, this is usually how it goes. Some people usually have this, some people usually have this, and we kind of just pick and choose what we wanted. Because like if it wasn't for them, we literally would have like been Googling everything, or we were at some point.
Yeah. Like, I was using the Knot website because that had, like, step-by-step. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm doing this. Or, like, this has nothing of what you need. Like, not that it's not useful. It's very good to check the boxes, and that's what I love. Like, check, check, check. But it's like, when I come to a check, it's like, I didn't know I needed this. Why didn't it not tell me before? So it's like, all those things. Yeah.
Now... So you answered your worst and I answered my worst. Now what's your favorite? Oh, let me revisit the question. Okay, so revisiting the question, we answered what our least favorite part about planning weddings are. Now what was your favorite part about planning a wedding?
I guess just going through the whole process, like, yeah, it was very overwhelming, but it's like all those fine little details. Like, I knew like it was all gonna pay off to be the best day that it was. I guess like my favorite thing too was like wedding dress shopping, like trying on the different. Like a part of me wanted to keep like just pretending like I didn't find like my dress.
Just to keep trying on new ones.
Because I wanted to try different styles. So like I'm never gonna be able to do this again. Like I want to try them all on, but my family was like, "We're hungry. Like let's get out of here." And I'm like, "Yeah, I love this one."
But did you get the one that you wanted?
Yeah, like I kept trying on similar styles to it, and my family was like, I was like, I know. Yeah, I definitely fell in love with the train. That's what I was like, yep, this is it.
I think my favorite part was when we were taste testing like the cupcakes and like the cake.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Good.
Yeah, that was good. And then we got to take them home, and we're like,
it was like a whole like 12 cupcakes we got to take.
It was half
home.
a dozen because she was like one each, but we just split it when we were taste testing.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite part. I thought those cupcakes were really good.
Oh my gosh, I want to order some more again.
Which I didn't even know that like you had to taste test stuff. I thought you just like ordered. I didn't know there was like different flavors of wedding cakes. This might sound so stupid, but like I thought it was just like, oh, you got your vanilla, you got your chocolate. What do you want? I didn't know there was like very special like types of wedding cakes, and I also didn't know that you could like save your wedding cake and like freeze it.
We didn't. We tried to eat it and it just got moldy and.
Oh yeah, we didn't want to save it, so we tried to eat it, and then like 3 days later there was mold on it, so we threw it away.
It was a sad day because I was like saving like the center because it was filled in the center. I was just trying to like eat all of the center and it just, I don't know. It went bad and sad day because I am literally can taste the cakes right now and I want one.
The cookies that we never got to try at the wedding.
Bro, so we got cupcakes and we had a cake and cookies. They had these really like filled chocolate chip cookies. We can pop a picture here.
Dang, why you gonna make my job harder? I'm just kidding.
And you have one camera. They look so delicious. I remember taking a picture and being like, I'm coming back for you. And then I come back around and they were all gone. Like literally poof. Only the ones that were left were the sugar cookies. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want that. So I was like, okay. But then shout out to your family. They stole a couple. And
the next day.
But I don't know if it didn't hit the same.
It might have just been because it was like the next day.
And it was just kind of in the fridge, I think. So.
Oh, they did keep it in the fridge. So it wasn't like as soft as it was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
But those cookies are really good. I really like them. I want to order some more.
Shout out to...
What's it called?
I don't remember.
If we remember it, it's going to be up on the screen. Go check them out. They're really good.
They're a food truck. They deliver Little Miss Cupcakes.
Little Miss Cupcakes, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of food trucks. So we had this really, we had a food truck that was like our favorite food truck we've ever gone to. Back at our old apartment, it was like, 10-minute drive from it?
Not even 5.
And they closed like a couple months before we moved out. And now that we're here at this new apartment, like 30 minutes away from it, they're back open. And I'm telling you, the tacos in that truck smack.
Mm-hmm. Like the quesadillas.
Oh, yeah.
With the jarrito. Or you've had the tortas too. They're pretty good. Yeah, I saw that they reopened and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. But I guess it's better for us in a way. But it's like, I guess one of our date nights can just be over there on that side of town. I mean, you work on that side of town.
It's that side of town. Yeah, we could do date nights over there. So now that we're into our new apartment, so it low-key kind of feels weird because the past month is kind of like rolling back all the way back to what we talked about in the beginning. it's kind of weird because the
Like-
past month we've been homeless. Like we've been living, well, not homeless. Why do I keep saying that? Technically homeless, but we've been living with friends.
Couch surfing.
Couch surfing. And we've had like people. We've been living with people, obviously. So there's been other people around us. And now that we're like in our own apartment, it's so quiet. It's like you can hear a pin drop. I'm like, me and you, like, we talk, but like we're quiet, and it's just so weird.
Yeah, like it's just weird having our own space and like, oh, I can't, like, my favorite thing is not wearing pants at home. And I feel like I haven't like felt the freedom to still like, oh, I'm gonna take my pants off and just walk around my house, but
it feels weird, huh? You feel like you can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only day 2 of living here, and it kind of has hit me. It's hit me a little more now that we've got the podcast room slightly set up, but we're hoping to get some like a noise curtain to where the door or the opening to the, what's this place called, the loft?
den.
To the opening to where the den is at, and then also maybe some padding on the walls, some like sound padding to make it more podcasty.
I mean,
But
it's a cute little space. It's weird because it's like when you first walk in, it's like, oh, here it is. Maybe he'll do apartment tour and you can see it. But it's like you walk in and it's like, oh, there's a room there. And then it's the living room. And then like when I forget that this room is even here.
yeah.
And like I keep I walk this way like to leave. And I'm like, oh, wait, we have an extra room or area. And I'm like, this is so weird.
Yeah, because like it feels like that's all that's over on that side, which is like our living room, our kitchen, and then everything else. And like whenever we go to walk outside, you look behind us, you're like, oh shit, the podcast room.
And I love this apartment 'cause for all the windows it has. Like in the day, it was so nice to open all the blinds and let all the sunlight in. Because at our old apartment, we had literally one window and a screen door, and that was it. And we were facing the back to trees, and it was just like the vibe was not it. Like we still face the back, but like the environment here is just so much nicer, cleaner. Like it's just so much better. Like we really were considering staying because like they're like, oh, we won't increase your rent, we'll keep your rate the same. Like that's a really good rate, but I'm like, it's worth the move and a couple dollars increase. But
Yeah, I agree. Like everything is so much nicer here.
mm-hmm.
The only thing I dislike, which I found out today, is our internet situation.
We always have issues when we move, though.
I was on the phone with Xfinity for 2 hours, dude.
Always.
2 hours. In the first hour, the first lady I was talking to.
Internet can go in here.
Oh, you're probably taking PKs.
No, I meant like that. It's for internet too, right?
Yeah, they're like in every room. So I don't know. But like the first hour of it, I thought that lady was scamming me because she was asking me for this all this information, and then I was to the point to where like, you know what, like give me a second, I'll be right back. I muted myself. I looked at the number that I was talking to, Googled it, and then nothing came up, and I'm like, dude, I'm being scammed right now. But it all got figured out. But we're having a technician come tomorrow, and hopefully by the time this video comes out, our internet is fixed because I'm gonna have to go over to PK's to upload the podcast. Because with your hotspot, it's gonna take like 5 hours to do.
Yeah, no thanks.
That does not sound like a good time. Yeah, but I really like this apartment. This is our second apartment with carpet, actually, because our first apartment was with carpet, and then our next three were hardwood.
Which I really love the hardwood, but now I have a shark that I can just use.
The shark is really nice. What's a shark, babe? They don't know.
The shark swifter. This is a sweeper that you can use on hardwood floors or carpet. So it's like I had a vacuum before, but it's like, oh, I can use this to multi-purpose. I can just going from one room to the other and it's cleaning. And I don't know. I just kind of miss the carpet, I guess, too. Because it's like so much mopping that we would never do. The floor just look gross. And yeah.
I feel like the carpet's going to make us stay a little bit more uptight about cleaning, which is nice because we're not doing any shoes on carpet because I can't
Those don't
stand
count
that.
if you can see them in the shop. Those are my inside shoes.
We have inside shoes and outside shoes. So if we're inside the house, we have some slides that we can wear that never go outside. And then our outside shoes never come inside on the carpet.
Except that one time when I went to go drop something off in the car, I'm like, these are my inside shoes! And I run inside. But it's like a limit if I have to go.
What's your favorite part about the new apartment so far? Day 2.
So far.
Oh, we got a new TV stand.
My favorite part, I don't know. I just having my own space again, or our own space. I just like the setup. It's just like it kind of gives me vibes of our old one a little bit. Mm-hmm. I always ask for a bigger kitchen, but these just got recently renovated and they're really nice. Everything is literally so high up to where like I think the cabinets start where his head starts, and I'm like, okay, I can reach the bottom shelf, and that's maybe about it.
Yeah, so we are the first residents to live in this apartment after the remodel. So like everything that's brand new is like we're the first like touching it and everything.
Yeah. Godin was saying how like if you touch like the fridge you can see fingerprints, and I was walking by earlier and I saw like I don't know, probably both of our fingerprints like on the like because I know we kept pushing the fridge in.
Oh really? I didn't see that.
And I was like wiping them off, but I don't know if they came off.
Dang. Yeah, I really like the living room. I'm gonna take some really good naps there. I can't wait till we get our TV mounted. That's going to be nice. Yeah. All right, you got anything else you want to talk about, baby, before we end the episode?
Yeah. Can you stop coughing?
Well, if you guys enjoyed the episode, like I said, Pablo right now is taking care of his little baby girl. Hopefully she's born by now.
I would hope so, because Godin is going through it for sure, and we're all with her.
Yeah. So Pablo's getting used to being a new dad. You're gonna miss him the next 3-4 episodes for however long he's gonna take paternity leave off of the podcast.
So if you want to come on the podcast in place of me, just say.
What? You don't?
No. I mean, we can be on it, all of us. All of us.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.